This is the Grassroots of Cuban boxing. It's a gym set up on a previously unused block of land in a poor part of Havana. It doesn't look like a place that could breed future champions, yet this small Caribbean nation has produced more Olympic gold medalists in the ring than any other country.
Okay, vamos. La defensa. Yeah, vamos. Pick, pick. Okay.
If Cuba's surprising boxing success is any guide, 8-year-old Cesar could have a good chance at a brighter future. There's no doubt about his passion and dedication to the sport. He already trains and spars 6 times a week. Cesar wins this bout in less than a minute.
Salgo de la clase, siempre le digo al profe que me dé la guanteleta para que el otro profe me dé la guanteleta para boxear en el ring.
¿Y qué dicen tus papás de verte boxear?
Dile como te grito, ¿tá?
Gánale, gánale, dale, gánale, gánale.
In old Havana, little has changed in over half a century. And something else that hasn't changed is the Cubans' love of sport. Baseball and football are popular, but it's in the ring where they've had the most success. The Cordova Carden tournament is the big annual event in Cuban boxing, attracting amateur fighters from around the world. Tickets are cheap, and the locals are here to back the home team. National pride is at stake for the final bout of the tournament. Talented local hope Yoandi Torak is taking on Chinese star Zilai Zhang. The fighters are treated like rock stars, but they're paid only in praise. Cuba's talented boxers, often considered the best in the world, can't make millions of dollars fighting as professionals. Instead, like most other Cubans, they survive on a mere $20 a month.
Tiene que haber cambio. En realidad tiene que haber cambio para bien. Entonces, el atleta se esfuerza, se sacrifica. Y yo, mi opinión particular, que debe merecer una parte de ese sacrificio.
For boxers, maybe things are changing for the better. For the first time in 53 years, they're now allowed to fight for prize money without losing their amateur status. But Cuba is not abandoning its socialist principles.
Un premio que va dirigido a los boxeadores, va dirigido a sus entrenadores, va dirigido a los médicos, a los fisioterapeutas e incluso hasta el cocinero que ha participado también en el proceso de formación y de preparación de ese atleta. Es decir, que el premio no va a ser una cosa exclusiva para el boxeador. Aquí se premia por equipo.
From Camagüey, Cuba.
Cuba's boxers haven't always been poor. In the 1950s, Cuba had 6 highly paid professional world champions.
The world's welterweight champion, Ted Gavilan.
But when Fidel Castro came to power in 1961, he outlawed professional sports. Many boxers were forced to fight for country instead of cash. Today, Havana is still feeling the effects of the revolution. The US trade embargo has been tough on Cuba. The waterfront esplanade in Havana, the Malecon, with its barely surviving 1950s American cars, is symbolic of the decaying city. Cesar's nameless gym lacks almost every amenity. Energy and commitment make up for gear that's worse for wear. Lewis, the trainer, arrives when the boys have finished school each day.
Mi mano sale de aquí, es un giro, por el mismo sale, por el mismo entra. ¿Ok? Del mismo salgo, por el mismo entra. Quiero ahora que ustedes lo hagan mejor ahora. Si lo hacen bien, le doy un aplauso a los timulos. ¿Ok?
Kids as young as 4 are already learning the basics. Lewis is employed by the government to nurture and identify talent with the hope that one of his fighters will end up at a more advanced academy. Here, discipline is paramount.
Fuerte, 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 entra. No baje la mano, saca el mismo la mano. No baje la mano, sácala, no baje, no la baje, sácala mismo, no la baje.
Bueno, mira, los niños significan mucho para mí. Siempre me ha gustado trabajar con niños. A pesar que fui un deportista que fui muy disciplinado, tuve 4 años sancionado porque yo era muy falta de respeto con los entrenadores. Y entonces yo nunca quise que los niños fueran como yo.
Y siempre nos ponemos a boxear por la noche, a cualquier hora. Y siempre cuando boxeamos, cuando terminamos, nos da un abrazo.
Cesar's family live in conditions similar to many of Havana's residents. But they believe that the local gym offers both a refuge and a better future for their son.
Primeramente significaría mucho porque por lo menos en esta comunidad, lo que es Calle Hueso, hasta ahora no hemos tenido un campeón. Si saliera de aquí, de la calle San Miguel, de ese gimnasio que salió de nuestras propias manos o de lo todo, salió de las manos del profesor, de todos los que lo ayudamos, creo que sería lo más grande que tuviéramos aquí en el barrio.
In nearby Old Havana is the Rafael Trejo Boxing Gym. Built in the 1930s, this crumbling place is the city's symbolic home of the sport. To this day, it's still the training ground of Cuba's best boxers, where kids like Cesar might one day compete if they make the grade.
36 years you've been here.
Some of the old-timers here remember Cuba's days of glory, when its professional boxers were world famous.
King Chocolate, también.
Kid Chocolate, Kid Gavilan, Sugar Ramos, even though their golden age is now long past, they're still regarded as national heroes.
Buen pro de boxeo, campeón.
Havana, Cuba, back in February of 1978.
But when Cuba banned professional boxers, it was amateur champions like Teofilo Stevenson who replaced them in the nation's heart.
He weighs in at 233.
Stevenson won 3 Olympic gold medals and once declared he would prefer the love of millions of Cubans to the millions he was offered to fight as a professional.
Brilliant for the most part.
And there were other fighters who were tempted.
Nosotros también nos hicieron propuestas, pero fueron menos que las de Teófilo. Ya Teófilo fue un atleta más grande en todos los sentidos y era un peso superior al nuestro. Pero sí, la suma que nosotros hemos mantenido siempre ha sido los principios revolucionarios. Y con los principios revolucionarios no hay un dinero que nos pueda interrumpir. Corromper.
In the peaceful outskirts of Havana, I'm granted a rare glimpse at the powerhouse of Cuban boxing, the National Academy. Over the years, it's become a conveyor belt of champions. Equipment here is so dilapidated that it's hard to believe that the place known simply as La Finca, or the farm, has cultivated an incredible 34 Olympic champions, including London Games gold medalist Roniel Iglesias.
No, eso no tiene nada de importancia lo que es el dinero ni la economía que pueda uno obtener. Pienso que sí, que lo primero que uno debe tener es el cariño y el amor a lo que uno hace.
In recent years, though, a number of La Finca's greatest stars have defected to the USA to chase big money as professionals. As the talent pool has diminished, so too has Cuba's medal tally. National coach Rene Aceval is one of the men trying to get the country's boxing back on top. He believes that many of those who have left regret their decision.
Es cierto que tenemos allá algunos que han ganado millones, pero son unos pocos. La gran mayoría está viviendo en condiciones muy difíciles y algunos de ellos están queriendo regresar a nuestro país.
I've come to Miami to catch up with the boxers regarded as traitors for leaving Cuba.
Most Cuban defectors can claim political asylum if they can actually get onto US soil. And while the journey to the self-proclaimed land of the free might look like a relatively short one, getting here often means jeopardizing ever seeing your family and friends again, or even worse, death. For some Cuban boxers, though, the potential riches far outweighs the risks.
Journeyman Gonzalez was a rising star at the Cuban National Academy before taking the dangerous journey to Miami in 2010 to team up with trainer Orlando Cuella and become a pro.
Es una travesía bien difícil, bien dura, bien arriesgosa, porque nos estamos jugando la vida. Estamos jugando la vida en un tramo largo de viaje por el mar. Pero uno cuando está en esa situación no piensa en eso, piensa que va a llegar sano y salvo y que lo está haciendo por el bien de su familia.
Journeyman says his old teammates at La Finca are being brainwashed.
Y le metemos cosas en la mente que aquí no se viven, que aquí no van a pasar, que aquí no existe.
Blood, sweat and tears. Blood, sweat and tears. We came to suffer.
Orlando has made a career looking after Cuban boxers who have defected, but the transition from amateur to professional can be heartbreaking.
You got to remember, these are athletes from a poor country. They're not really businessmen. They need advice. Now, they're very easily ripped off. So if they get around the wrong people, which it happens very often, all too often, they get ripped off.
Yo vine aquí a hacerme millonario. Yo vine aquí a hacer dinero, a hacerme millonario, a ayudar a mi familia que tenga todas las condiciones. De aquí mandarle todas las condiciones.
He's going to get the million. He's on track. He's on track. He's on his way. He's got the right mind frame. He's got the right work ethic. He's hungry enough, and he's resistant temptation. In Miami, that alone is going to pay dividends.
Back in Havana, I've planned a special surprise for Cesar and his friend Carlos. The car is a 1957 Ford Fairlane, and they're on their way to meet one of Cuba's favourite heroes.
¿Dónde ustedes entrenan?
En San Miguel, en el ring de boxeo.
Allá en San Miguel, en la cuevita.
Sí.
Ven acá y van muy feliz para ver el boxeo.
Yo sí.
Towering over the boys and passing on some of the secrets that helped make him a three-time Olympic gold medalist is Cuba's most famous living athlete, Felix Avon. It will be a long time before Cesar and Carlos fight for money or the pride of their people, or even whether they'll be good enough to pursue either. For now, they're happy following in the giant footsteps of one of Cuba's national icons.
Para ser un buen deportista hay que ser disciplinado, tener buena disciplina, ser honesto, ser honrado. Eso es lo que le hace falta a esta juventud.